Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Thornton 300 here at Thornton Raceway. And this is the 8th race of the schedule we have for you. Hi, I'm the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, Levi McIntyre, aka ThrashManiac99, here to welcome you to Thornton Raceway in Thornton, Illinois for the Thornton 300. Now, before I go through the starting grid, I do want to point out some facts about this race. 3 laps is only how long we're running because this is the biggest track on the schedule. 12 miles around. It takes about 4.5 minutes to get around this track. Also, the most important factor of this track is the famed turn of death, where there's going to be a turn that has a cliff next to it, and my advice to these drivers is don't get caught up on the high line going into that turn, otherwise you're going to fall off the cliff and you're going to be out of the race. So that's my advice to the drivers who are running this track when they get to the final turn, which is the turn of death. Be warned. Don't be on the high line. If you can somehow make it work up on the high line, kudos to you, but for the most part, when drivers get stuck up on the high line coming off the turn of death, they're going to fall off the turn of death. So, just the key advice thing right there for you. And also, this race, there will be no caution flags. So basically, this race is all about trying to survive, basically. So, and as far as any wrecks that could happen, we'll be going to replays after the race is over. So, it's going to be a long process, but after the race is over and after we show you the normal finishing results before I put the other results and the points at the end, before we put in the official results and the next results and the points, we're going to be looking at replays of any wrecks that could ensue. But anyways, those are some facts and notes about Thornton. Now we're going to go to our starting lineup. Uh, let's see. Starting on the pole position is going to be the 16 of Charles Jackson. Now this guy desperately needs to get a good run going. He's only had 2 top 10 finishes this whole season. They both are 10th place finishes. One in the Daytona 500 and one, I believe, Bristol. So Charles Jackson would love to get himself a good finish here today. Starting second is going to be the 24, our only multiple winner of the year, or of the season, Chris Washer. Now, Chris Washer had a great car last race at Joe Gibbs International Raceway. He ended up getting caught up in that crash on that second caution that ended the race when he went flipping. But today he's going to be starting up in the second position. Let's see what he can do. Excuse me. Starting third is going to be the 42 of Matt McIntyre. Fourth is the 31 of Fred Schaefer. Now, Fred Schaefer last week didn't get the finish he was looking for, but he's still, now due to how he's performed in the first 3 races he's run, he's now surpassed the former driver of the 31, Dylan Poteet, in the point standings. So Fred Schaefer, if he can get some great runs going, he could actually get himself in the chase. And that would make the chase very, very interesting. And then rounding out the top 5 is our former points leader, Charlie Rodriguez. And Charlie Rodriguez would like to forget the last race back at Joe Gibbs. He finished 33rd, his first DNF of the season, and due to that, he lost the points lead, and we'll get to the points leader when we get down to the rest of the grid. Starting 6 is going to be Danny Wells, 7th Cole Dally, 8th Noah Hart, 9th Austin LaPlante, and rounding out the top 10 is going to be Austin Weiner. And there's your points leader, Jessica Shelton. In the first 2 races of the season at Daytona and Rockingham, UK, She had subpar finishes, but ever since Las Vegas, she has been on a tear. She hasn't gotten a win yet, but she's been finishing excellent lately to the point where she is now the new points leader. Starting 12th is going to be Ian Dutta. 13th is our winner from Joe Gibbs International Raceway, Barney Taylor. 14th is going to be Nick Smith. Rounding out the top 15 is going to be Cody Lamas. Then it's Cody Hagan in 16th, Sonny Hammond 17th, Michael Norman 18th, Chris Oliver 19th, and then rounding out the top 20 is Dylan Young. 21st is Eric Burton. 22nd is Henrietta Fitzwater. 23rd is Trent Dunham. 24th, Cameron Bailey. 25th is Daniel Day. 26th is Seth Cole. 27th, Ian Siegel. 28th, Tommy Mooney. 29th is Chris Dollarton. Rounding out the top 30 is going to be Joshua Michaels. 31st is going to be Nathan Hudson. 32nd, Chris Michaels. 33rd, Kyle Matthews. 34th, Chris Nelson. 35th, Rue McIntyre. 36th, David Rivera. 37th, Henry Nova. 38th, Dylan Thero. 39th, Zachary Fitzwater. Rounding out the top 40 will be Carlos Rodriguez. 41st will be Jordan Culp, and rounding out the rest of the field is the 51 of Ibrahim. So that is a look at your starting lineup. We are going to be going green flag racing once the pace car goes. Just keep an eye out. Oh, I guess I didn't hit the button. There we go. Now we're going to go to our none camera to make sure nobody falls off the turn of death already. And this is only just the pace lap, so let's just keep an eye out. Don't go so fast. Looks like everybody got out of there clean. So, here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. And there you see a train. Now, don't worry. When obstacles like that get on the track, you can go right through them and you will be okay. Yeah, we lost the camera right there, but Charles Jackson is going to still keep the lead, and Matt McIntyre's moved himself up to the second spot. We're going to go to our TV2 camera, and everybody else seemed to get out of that turn pretty clean. And this is a pretty fast road course. There are portions of the track where you can go up to 200 miles an hour, like this part. They're already up to 197, 98, 99. There's the 200 mark. Charles Jackson's still going to keep the lead, but he's got a lot of people coming in from behind. Like Chris Washer's up on the high line, and he's getting a big push from Charlie Rodriguez. Let's go up to the back here. Oh, Nathan Hudson's off the pace, off the track. I believe he must have got shoved out of the racetrack, and that's why he's there. Charles Jackson still holds the lead. And they're in another portion of the track where you can go up to 200, and there they are at the 200 mark once again. And now Chris Washer's trying to get above Charles Jackson to try to get the lead, and Charlie Rodriguez is in this battle. Charlie Rodriguez would love to be the second driver to get a second win of the year, and Chris Washer wants to get his third win of the season. And it looks like Chris Washer's going to have the preferred line, the inside. And there they go in through that corner. Let's just look back here and make sure nobody gets crashed. Looks like everybody's through clean, and Nathan Hudson's still stuck on the outside of that wall. Chris Washer has the lead, and Danny Wells, he's coming in, making his presence felt. And look at Fred Schaefer back there in the 3rd position. Man, these guys are coming up fast, and Jessica Shelton in 4th place already. And there you see we're going through the cliffside cam. They'll be coming to the turn of death sometime soon. And Fred Schaefer's now made this a 3-car battle for the lead with his teammate Danny Wells as well as Chris Washer. Now, this is a part of the track where it gets really racy right there. And it's going to be 3 wide for the lead. Who's going to get the advantage? Oh, Joshua Michaels, Chris Dollarton got wrecked. Charles Jackson's back there. He got wrecked as well. Yeah, it looks like Danny Wells tried to get the lead. Excuse me, I had to sneeze right there. They'll be coming to the turn of death pretty soon. I'm just waiting to click on the nun cam, and they're getting ready to come through the turn of death. So we need to keep our eyes out. We're gonna go to our nun camera when we get to that angle to see if anybody's gonna fall off. So far, everybody's good. Oh, Ian Dutta! And Kyle Matthews fell off. Chris Oliver fell off. Looks like everybody else is good. But man, Chris Oliver, Ian Dutta, and Kyle Matthews all fell off of the turn of death. And there's Kyle Matthews, Chris Michaels, Chris Nelson, and I saw there's some drivers actually coming down pit road. Could this be pit? Or no, that's not pit road. They're still on the track. It's just there is no pit wall right there. See the 21. Yeah, there's Chris Oliver. Yep, yeah, he's retired. I mean, after you take that kind of a hit, falling 80 feet off the track, something bad would end up going down. And Ian Dutta is retired from the race. Now let's see who is the leader. Oh, there's Nathan Hudson. He's stuck. I believe he tried to get back on the racetrack and he just couldn't get out of that portion of the track. So therefore he got wrecked. And Ibrahim somehow got the lead. Where did he come from? The 51 of Ibrahim somehow got the lead. There must have been a wreck or something, because look at that gap. A huge gap between himself and second place Chris Washer. Let's take a look at the list of drivers who are listed out of the race. So far, nothing. Zachary Fitzwater is actually on pit road. Henrietta Fitzwater is on pit road too. There's Charles Jackson back here. Oh, Charlie Rodriguez got wrecked again. Looks like a crash happened up towards the front of the field, which is why the pack is so separated. And there's Rue McIntyre's got damage. Cameron Bailey's got damage. I believe everybody else is good, but somehow after all that, Ibrahim managed to get around everybody. And he's got the lead now. Well, we're going to take a look at a run. We're going to do a quick run through of the field now. As Ibrahim takes the lead, then it's Chris Washer second. We got a battle for third between Danny Wells and fourth place Jessica Shelton. Then it's Cole Daly, Fred Schaefer battling for fifth. Austin LaPlante seventh. Austin Weiner eighth. Nick Burton ninth. And then it's Nick Smith 10th. Cody Lamas 11th. 12th is Ian Siegel, 13th Seth Cole, 14th Barney Taylor, 15th Tommy Mooney, 16th Michael Norman, 17th Cody Hagan. Battle for 18th between Cameron Bailey and Noah Hart. 19th is going, or 20th is going to be Trent Dunham. Then it's Sonny Hammond, Rue McIntyre, Henry Nova, David Rivera, Chris Michaels, Jordan Kolb, Daniel Day, who has damage, Dylan Thero, Dylan Young, Chris Nelson, Matt McIntyre, Carlos Rodriguez, Charlie Rodriguez, and Charles Jackson. Those are the cars who are still left on the racetrack after a couple of incidents, including 3 cars going off the turn of death. And when they come around to the start finish line, it'll be 1 lap to go here at Thornton. And like I said, we'll be going back to replays to take a look at what happened to all these drivers after the race is over. And then after replays, we'll be going through the results as well as points. And now I believe they're getting ready to come back across the turn of death once again. So we'll need to go back to our Nun camera to make sure that if anybody falls off or not. Ibrahim got out of that pretty clean. And we got a battle for second between Danny Wells and Chris Washer. Oh, careful, people. And whoa, Eric Burden almost fell off, and he saved it. Great save. Let's see. Whoa. Wow. Some of these guys almost fell off, but kept it together. Wow, Jordan Kolb almost fell off right there. Trying to wait on the other drivers like Charlie Rodriguez and all those. There's Trent Dunham, who I see has a side damage, as too does Carlos Rodriguez. It looks like he's coming down pit road. He must have had something go wrong with his car. We're still waiting on Charlie Rodriguez and Charles Jackson. After that, we'll be going back up to the leader. And they must have fallen very far behind. There's Charles Jackson and there's Charlie Rodriguez. And they got out of there pretty clean, so there you go. Now all of a sudden they're scoring Ibrahim in the 15th position. Seems like we must have had another wreck ensue. Cause now who's the leader? Chris Washer's now got the lead. Something must have happened to the Ibrahim car. I guess he must have went down pit road, because I noticed some drivers came down the pit. I guess maybe a fuel window is somewhat in place. We're not sure, but Chris Washer's got the lead, and he's going to try to go for his 3rd win of the season. We are on the last lap here at Thornton. So let's go through a run through the field as it stands now. We got Chris Washer in the lead, Danny Wells 2nd, Jessica Shelton 3rd, 4th Austin LaPlante, 5th Fred Schaefer, 6th Cole Daly, 7th Eric Burton, 8th Nick Smith, 9th Ian Siegel. Rounding out the top 10 is going to be Barney Taylor. Then it's Tommy Mooney in 11th. Then it's Cody Hagan, Cody Lamas, Noah Hart, Jordan Kolb, Ibrahim, Dylan Young, Austin Weiner, Matt McIntyre, Seth Cole, Michael Norman, Chris Nelson, Cameron Bailey, Trent Dunham, Sonny Hammond, Daniel Day, Chris Michaels, Dylan Thero, David Rivera, Henry Nova, Rue McIntyre, Charles Jackson, Charlie Rodriguez, and Carlos Rodriguez. Those are the drivers who are still on track. Everybody else still sits on pit road. And now Danny Wells has taken the lead away from Chris Washer. So we got this battle for the lead going on, and Austin LaPlante's now up to the 3rd spot. It looks like it's going to be literally a drag race down this strip of the track. Who's going to have the preferred line is the question. Because we don't know if Danny Wells is inside or not. Let's see. We can't tell just yet until they get into a turn. It looks like Chris Washer is going to have the preferred line. But Danny Wells somehow making it work on the high line. But now here comes Chris Washer now down to the bottom. So far, this is the best battle going on the track right now between Chris Washer, Danny Wells, and Danny Wells somehow, some way, got the lead away, and now he's going to have a preferred line. Austin LaPlante, Cole Daly, and Jessica Shelton are trying their best to try to get up to battle for this lead. And there you see some skid marks, so obviously there was a wreck that happened right around that portion of the racetrack. Like I said, we'll be going to replays of these incidents after the race. And now here we go. It's time to go back to the nun cam to make sure nobody falls off the turn of death. And it looks like Danny Wells might be the winner, so let's just keep our eyes out here for this turn of death. Make sure nobody falls. And whoa, Nick Smith nearly did. So far everybody's clean. The race is probably now over, but we're just keeping an eye out here to make sure nobody falls off the turn of death again. So far everybody's been single file, so everything's fine. But we're just keeping our eyes out just in case. I think everybody's gonna get out of there unscathed. So I see Austin Weiner fell very far back. Something must have happened to him, and Rue McIntyre's got no hood. We still got a few more cars left that needs to come around. There's Charles Jackson. I believe Charlie Rodriguez and Carlos Rodriguez are the only cars that are left. There's Carlos. He gets out of there clean. There's Charlie. So everybody except for Chris Oliver, Kyle Matthews, and Ian Dutta avoided the turn of death. And Danny Wells, I believe, he is the winner of the race. Take a look at the official results. Yep, Danny Wells is your winner here in the Thornton 300 here at Thornton. So congratulations to Danny Wells. Great job. He avoided danger all race long. So that was a great run by the 29. He desperately needed to get a win, or at least get a great finish to get up higher in the points, because he comes into this race 28th in the point standings. And Danny Wells is going to get the win. I believe they must have run out of fuel, because he is slowing down. I believe they just ran their gas tanks out. But nonetheless, now the race is over, but this video isn't over just yet. We are actually now going to take a look at replays to find out what happened to all the drivers who were out of the race. Alright, well, here's a look at the first incident I could find. It was up around the second position. Danny Wells makes it 3 wide underneath Charlie Rodriguez and Charles Jackson, and Charlie Rodriguez shoves Charles Jackson up the track, gets him around, and there's Matt McIntyre involved. Cole Daly got a piece of it, so too did Barney Taylor. And Sonny Hammond actually got a piece of his teammate right there, Trent Dunham as well. Cameron Bailey actually got through that, and I think Daniel Day was trying to avoid the 16, and that's why he got so far behind. And then, oh, there you see another incident that happened just a little bit up ahead, but with Chris Dollarton and Joshua Michaels. We're actually going to go to the 78, find out what happened up there. Oh, and yeah, it's right near the whole Charles Jackson incident. Let's see what happens here between these two, the 34 and the 78. It looks like Joshua Michaels just... Oh my god! I'm completely speechless. That was probably the hardest hit I think I have ever seen at this racetrack. Look at this. Man! Brutal. Joshua Michaels. Let's go super, super, super slow-mo. He ends up turning the 34 down into the grass, and then look at this. Hard impact. Good Lord. I'm still completely speechless. Look at the 34's hit one more time. He is going to nail that edge of the wall right there. Look at this hit. Watch the 34. Man, nearly head on, although he was sideways a little bit, so fortunately it wasn't a direct head on hit, but still, my God. It's no wonder those two were out of the race. That was a hard impact. Well, that was a look at the first incidents that happened during the race. We're now going to take a look at another replay to keep looking for any other incidents that happened. Well, here's a look at the second and another incident I found. Watch the 43. She caught the edge of the wall trying to get through that corner, and then she turns up out into the grass area. So she obviously didn't get really much damage, but I'm not too certain as to why she couldn't keep the car going. Maybe she did what Nathan Hudson did and tried to get back onto the racetrack, and then all of a sudden she just hit the edge of another wall. We'll keep our eyes out here on the 43 to see what's going to happen, as she is trying to get back onto the racetrack. At this point, she is back on track. Maybe her engine expired or something. Oh no, we're going to fast forward a little bit. Keep our eyes peeled here. Let's see. Yeah, she just came on pit road and just didn't get back going for some reason. So I am not too certain as to why. Oh, there she is. Yeah, she went back going on the racetrack. Let's just keep fast forwarding until we see. Oh, her engine blew up. That's what happened. Her engine expired after all that. So that was a look at what happened to Henrietta Fitzwater. Now, Zachary Fitzwater, I am not too certain to what happened to him. Could it have been the same thing? We're going to find out here in just a moment. That is if. I think he had, yeah, I'm pretty much convinced that he had a blown motor as well. And there you see the cars down on the sand who were off the turn of death right there. We're going to fast forward a little bit with this 9 of Zachary Fitzwater. I think his engine must have expired because he didn't get out of pit road at all after the race was over. So those were a look at what happened to the Fitzwaters. We're going to take a look at more replays in just a moment. Okay, I guess we didn't have any other incidents go down. So these are the last 3 we're going to look at, and these all were turn of death falls. First is going to be, there's Kyle Matthews who's fallen, and now watch Chris Oliver. We're actually going to ride along here with the 21 of Chris Oliver. Man, hit the rear of the car, dead center, and then he hit the 27 of Kyle Matthews. His front end was still intact, but whenever, these cars are not built for 80-foot drops. They're only just made for flips and hard hits into the outside walls, or inside walls, not for 80-foot drops. I guess everybody actually came down the pit road to get fuel to continue the rest of the race, as well as tires. So that's why the field got pretty much shuffled. After a while, everybody came down pit road. But now we're going to take a look at Ian Dutta, who was the first one to fall off the turn of death. Oh man, he's going to take a vicious ride down the turn of death. Let's just keep our eyes open here. Yeah, like I said, if you're racing hard and you're on the outside line coming off this turn, you better have good driving ability to save it, otherwise this will happen. And oh man, right on the driver's side of the car, and his car is going to go flipping every which way. Goes upside down again, and the car is going to come to rest on his roof. And now we've still got Kyle Matthews. This is going to be the last replay thing we're going to take a look at, and then we'll take you to the official results of the race. And this was the only last turn of death we need to take a look at. Last turn of death incident to take a look. There you see Ian Dutta, who's already fallen. Chris Oliver coming in, getting ready to fall. Man, he went flipping off of there, and now let's see how he lands. Oh, he landed directly on his wheels after he hit that cliffside. And in a moment, there's Chris Oliver, and then he gets hit again. So Ian Dutta was the one who took the wild ride down the turn of death. We're actually going to, kind of scared to do this, but we're actually going to go on board with the 14 of Ian Dutta. This is going to be crazy. And there you saw up ahead on his bumper the Kyle Matthews, Chris Oliver falls. But that is a look at all the replays of the crashes that took place. We will now take you to the official finishing results. Well, now that we've gotten through all the replays, we will now take you and show you the actual finishing results. And as I was going back up here to lap 3 after the race was over, I noticed people were spinning, but that's because people were running out of fuel. So yeah, we only have like a 1 to 2 lap fuel window. And that's why everybody came down to pit road after the first lap. But the official results, Danny Wells is going to come away with his first win of the season. He desperately needed to get a good run one more time. And luckily this time he got himself a win. I knew that car would be a winning car at some point. He's just had bad luck. But now he got himself a win. Chris Washer put in another great effort to try to get his third win of the season. He's going to come away with second place. Great run for him. Austin LaPlante, great run of third for him. Fourth, Cole Daly. Hell, 3 of the 4 Hinder cars finished top 5. We'll try to figure out where Austin Weiner finished in just a moment. And rounding out the top 5 is going to be the points leader, Jessica Shelton. Great run for her. I believe she's going to come out of this race still the points leader. 6, Fred Schaefer. That's his career best finish. Great run for him. I'm telling you, keep an eye out for that 31. He's going to be a potential winner this year. I can bet on it. Nick Smith gets 7th place. Great run for him. Ian Siegel out of nowhere gets a top 10. Great run for him. And for the second week in a row, 9th place goes to Cody Hagan. Great run for him. And rounding out the top 10 is Tommy Mooney. He needed to get a good run going because he's been gradually dropping in the points. I believe he is 18th in the points. This could bump him up a little bit in the point standing, so great run of 10 for him. Then we look at the top, and then they'll look at the rest of the top 20. Eric Burton gets 11th. Great run for him. Then it's Cody Lamas. Ibrahim, who led for a bit. He got 13th because I believe he had to come down pit road. And Jordan Culp gets another top 15 finish. Dylan Young got 15th. Seth Cole got 16th. Then Matt McIntyre, Michael Norman, Cameron Bailey, Sonny Hammond. Now is your top 20. And then the top 30, rest of the top 30, Dylan Thero, Chris Michaels, Daniel Day, Henry Nova, David Rivera, Austin Weiner. So he was the only Hinder car who didn't get a top 10 or top 5 finish. Then Rue McIntyre, Chris Nelson, Noah Hart, Barney Taylor ended up back here. Let's see, Charles Jackson, Trent Dunham, Carlos Rodriguez, and Charlie Rodriguez. Second straight week, Charlie Rodriguez gets bad luck. And almost the same finish, almost. And then the rest of the cars were out of the race, and they were as followed. Henrietta Fitzwater, Ian Dutta, Chris Oliver, Chris Dollarton, Joshua Michaels, Nathan Hudson, Kyle Matthews, and Zachary Fitzwater. So that is a look at your official finishing results of the race, and Jessica Shelton is going to come out the race still the points leader after getting herself another great top 5 finish. And that is going to do it here for Thornton. We'll show you the results again and the updated point standings. And coming up, our next race is going to be Talladega. But until then, I'm Levi McIntyre saying so long, everybody.